What's up, everybody? Welcome to podcast now. I'm Alex, and we got a big one for you today. I'm just going to jump right into it. Insomniac Games hiring for something multiplayer related. Now, the official thing is that it is a systems designer, parentheses, multiplayer. Again, no, they're not trying to fool anybody. They're coming around and saying it. And they say oversee aspects of multiplayer features, mechanics, system designs, and more. And in their Twitter post, they even say Insomniac is hiring. We have 5 new job openings for a multiplayer project. Come join us and be part of the PlayStation Studios family as we work on exciting things. Now, okay, obviously there could be technically 2 different things that are going on here. One is that they could just be making a multiplayer game. We know Ratchet and Clank is obviously done, not in terms of the franchise is dead. The game's amazing, my personal game of the year. But no, the game is out, right? Rift Apart is out, and you have to imagine, and we already know this, they have at least 2 teams in Insomniac. So maybe that job specifically is for a position working on whatever that team is working on next, whether it's another Ratchet and Clank game, whether it's something brand new, whether it's Sunset Overdrive, maybe it's a Sunset Overdrive 2 with multiplayer things. It could be those things. Now, I'm asking the question if it's SpiderMan because honestly, when I turn on this camera, when I turn on this stuff, I was struggling with, what should I call this? What should be the main thing? Because I think people are going to make the assumption, including maybe myself. In fact, I responded to the tweet, or I responded to Evan's tweet, and I said, Miles and Peter co-op confirmed in Spider-Man. But the thing is, we've never heard that it would be a multiplayer element, right? We only heard that, I guess the rumor is, right, that it's simply just a game where you can play as 2 characters, where there will be missions for Peter, where there will be missions for Miles. Some missions will be, exclusive to one or the other. Obviously, more of Peter's game, but that's it. That it's a game that you get to kind of choose your character for certain situations. Maybe at the end you get to play as either of them, however you want to, but it would be that style. We've never heard that somebody else is going to be able to play as that character. So the more I think about it, the more I think that this multiplayer thing is not actually for Spider-Man. It is for something else. And you know what? I said Sunset Overdrive 2 kind of because it's obviously Insomniac, but it's the first thing that kind of came into my mind. Obviously, I would love Sly Cooper, Resistance. I would love. In fact, Resistance had a multiplayer. I think I know for 3 it had multiplayer. I'm pretty sure 2 had multiplayer as well. I remember playing it and absolutely loved. I got super. So nobody played the game, but I got super, super good at the multiplayer. So honestly, Sunset Overdrive, I think would make a lot of sense in that kind of sandbox, just kind of having fun, going around causing destruction and mayhem, and being able to do it with a partner. I think that makes sense. Also, if you wanted to do a Resistance 4 and you wanted to do, or a Resistance reboot, and you had a multiplayer element of it, it could be that. So, it's funny because, again, I turned the camera on. I'm thinking, okay, this is some sort of online component for Spider-Man 2. When I first saw it, I thought, well, maybe it's because now it says designs and stuff like that, but it's also, and the way they describe it, right? Because I was going to argue, well, maybe it's like a leaderboard. Something just, honestly, something as simple as tracking anything, any kind of stat or a mini game and putting it out there in the world, and you're on that leaderboard with other people. That is a multiplayer component, and you would need somebody like what they said that they're hiring for. You would need that to do it. 100%. There's no doubt in my mind. So that's the first thing I thought of. I'm telling straight up, that's the first thing I thought when I saw this post. Some sort of leaderboard or online statistic of your, not even progress, but your score in something Spider-Man 2 related. But the way they mention it in the tweet, they say multiplayer project, I don't think you would word it like that. I don't think you'd make as big of a deal in the tweet as they did. And you could say maybe they're not making a big deal, but I don't know why they would do something that big if it's simply that. It's not a throwaway thing. It takes time. It takes effort. I know those leaderboards and stuff like that, they don't just pop up. The game doesn't just know to do that. People have to make that happen. So I respect those people, and they have a difficult job, I'm sure. But I just don't think it's that. So I would say, again, to end the video, I'm actually leaning more. I want it to be Resistance 4 multiplayer or Resistance multiplayer in general. Are we getting that? Highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. Although we have heard, remember, that the pitch was allowed for Resistance 4, but Sony actually turned it down many years ago, like 7, 8, 9 years ago. So there was thought of making another Resistance game. I don't think it's the most impossible thing in the world. So I want Resistance just because I love that franchise. On the other side, though, I would say maybe Sunset Overdrive, maybe for Sunset Overdrive 2, you work out how to make some sort of whether it's a multiplayer aspect of Sunset Overdrive 2 or the entire game is just multiplayer, in itself. We'll have to see. And I would imagine maybe that's the Rift Apart team that ends up moving to that, because obviously you have the Spider-Man 2 team going. All right, so let me know, guys, in the comments what you think, which game you think they're working on there. Make sure if you haven't already, you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, so you know all these videos go up. Leave a like, would definitely help. Also, if you guys want to follow me over on Twitter, PodcastNow15 is my Twitter handle. Link for that is always in the description below. Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you all on the next video.